distinguished guests, faculty, families, and fellow graduates, good afternoon. When the idea of applying to Brown first entered my mind, fear arrived immediately. How could someone like me, raised by a single immigrant mother from the small island community of the Virgin Islands, belong in a place synonymous with prestige and power? I questioned my voice. I questioned my worth. I questioned whether I should even try. But to overcome that fear, I had to dare to dream an even more audacious dream. I imagined standing here so vividly that it eclipsed my fear of rejection, proving that imagination is not merely inspiration, it is discipline. It is the intellectual rehearsal of the future we intend to build. There's a quote by empowerment leader Dr. Cindy Trim that has accompanied me on my journey, strengthening my courage long before I ever imagined I belonged in rooms like this. Your feet can never take you where your mind has never been. So, to anyone listening here today who feels unqualified for a space they long to enter, try anyway. And if you fail, congratulations, because some people never try. Arriving at Brown, I carried assumptions, perhaps just like some of you. I imagined an institution filled with brilliant minds, yet distant from the realities that shape so many lives. Instead, I encountered something far more powerful. I met people who were the living embodiment of sacrifice, students whose stories cross continents and generations. Brown's diversity was not accidental, it was instructional. Because when people with different lived experiences learn together, we ask sharper questions, challenge deeper assumptions, and refuse easy answers to complex problems. That's the power of the Brown community. We may have spoken different languages, yet we remain unified by the same dialect of heart: hope. Hope for more equitable systems. A hope that past generations want for better would not end in silence, but in our transformation. Those generations gifted us with seeds of hard work, sacrifice, and determination. Brown can therefore be considered as a catalyst that nourished those seeds so we can now transform our respective fields. We were not trained simply to manage organizations. We were challenged to interrogate systems, to ask not only what works, but what is just, not only what is efficient, but what is equitable. Therefore, this educational achievement does not merely expand our opportunity, it expands obligation, our obligation. If we can identify inequity, we share responsibility for addressing it. If we can envision better systems, we share responsibility for building them. That is the weight of this education. Yet, progress does not only belong to the most prepared or even the most educated. Often, it belongs to the most persistent. One of the greatest examples of persistence that I have witnessed is my mom. Therefore, this moment, this degree is dedicated to you, Mom. Somewhere out there. Oh. Long before I understood possibility, you imagined more for me. You made sacrifices I could not yet comprehend. You remained steadfast in seasons when giving up would have been easier. Thank you, Mom. This degree is not simply a credential, it is evidence. As neither of my parents had the opportunity to complete high school, yet somehow they ensured that I would. Statistically, there was a less than 1% chance that I should have made it this far. So today, I stand here as a proud woman, first in my family to acquire this distinct milestone. And I do not stand alone. None of us stand alone. We stand on sacrifice, we stand on resilience, we stand on generational faith. So, to every parent, guardian, professor, and mentor in this audience, if you have ever wondered whether your sacrifices made a difference, look at us and smile because they did. Growth often requires seasons of uncertainty, isolation, and profound restructuring. Consider the caterpillar. We celebrate the butterfly, but rarely acknowledge the chrysalis. Inside that quiet space, transformation is neither graceful nor visible. In fact, before the butterfly can take flight, the caterpillar must dissolve up to 90% of itself. So perhaps that is a lesson for all of us. If we intend to pursue change within our respective fields, we should not resist the moments that break us open. We should embrace them. Real change begins with disciplined thought, the courage to imagine differently, and the commitment to act accordingly. So let's give ourselves grace and allow ourselves to reset when necessary, refocus when required, but never stop moving forward. For transformation begins with people like you and me willing to imagine something different, people willing to dare to dream. Consider this, leaders of tomorrow. Kindness is not a soft skill, it is a seed. And when planted with intention, it blooms into equitable leadership. Remember, we are here because at some point we chose courage over comfort. So when fear appears again, and it will, do not bow to it. Let your vision be so clear that doubt cannot outvote it. Because every future we build tomorrow must first be imagined today. So let's dare to dream. Dream boldly, dream courageously, dream with the discipline to transform vision into action. And wherever life takes you, keep this in mind. Our feet can never take us where our mind has never dared to go. Congratulations, class of today and courageous leaders of tomorrow.